in that eternal mirror, you have to understand that you are stronger than you think you are. You have survived things people will never know.
So who are you and why do you want to be on Basketball Wives?
I am CARLITA HODGES, a mother of three, an entrepreneur. Why do I want to be on Basketball Wives? Because I am a real basketball wife, one. And two, I've held a title for 20 plus years for the #1 craziest sports wife in the world. I have a story to tell. That's why I want to be on Basketball Wives.
Well, I guess years later, she did some interviews, and she said that around that time, she was having an affair with R. Kelly, and she actually bought him his first keyboard and drum machine using your money.
Yeah, and like all of that, man. You know, and for me, it's funny. You know what I'm saying, man? I can laugh at it. I can really laugh at it, brother. In fact, I had no problem helping R. Kelly.
Here we are with another episode on the Big Energy Podcast. This episode is sponsored by Everything Dipped It. And today's conversation about where they've been, where they're going, and what they've been up to, we're here today with CARLITA HODGES. How you doing?
I am well. How are you today? Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So let's dive straight into it.
Okay.
First thing I'd like to start with you is let's talk about your childhood, your upbringing, where everything started at for you. Where's your hometown?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yes, I am from Chicago. I grew up in Cabrini Green.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Projects of Cabrini Green.
Okay.
I am number 5 of 9 siblings.
Number 5.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the middle child.
Yes, I am. Raised by a single parent.
Okay. All right. All right. So being hometown, being Chicago, I just got to ask. Michael Jordan fan? Did you like the Bulls any? No, maybe so, maybe not.
Absolutely. I mean, being I have history there and all.
Okay. Okay.
You know.
All right. All right. What was it like growing up in your household? You know, your mom and your dad and your family. What was that like? What was that dynamic like?
I didn't have a father in the home. My father was incarcerated.
Okay.
My mom, she was a single parent. She worked a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, she worked a lot. So I had my siblings pretty much raising me.
Oh, so you were raised by the other kids.
Big sister, big brother.
Big sister, big brother. And you were also growing up yourself while they were raising themselves too as well. You're growing up.
To some degree. Yeah.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Was that challenging for them and challenging for you? As far as like wanting attention from your mom and your dad not being around?
Was it challenging? Yeah, I guess it could have been for them. I mean, because they were kids too. But I was a quiet kid, so I was out the way. You know, I was pretty much out the way. Mm-hmm. And so the thing was, being in a big family. This is what you do.
Okay.
You compete for attention.
Right.
I did that. So what I did was I got good grades so that I can get some rah-rah.
Because you wanted that attention.
Yeah, I did.
Right.
I mean,
right.
I was number 5, and then 4 came after me. Mm-hmm. You know, right.
Right.
So we're all stair-steppers.
And that makes a lot of sense, especially being the middle child. Mm-hmm. You're in the middle of things, so you want to be the middle of attention.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, right?
I
Right.
wanted all the attention.
Right. Right. So.
Yeah.
Did you ever at some point get any attention from your mom or your dad?
Well, my dad, again, was not there. When I got good grades, yeah. So my mom would reward us at grocery time.
Okay.
You know, like I was a Hostin Twinkies fanatic.
That's your favorite?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
But,
Okay.
When I was a little girl, I used to love Hostin Twinkies, and that's what I would get. Mm-hmm. For good grades, I would get a Hostess Twinkie. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't like I was like, oh God, I need this attention. Because I had me and my sister that was over me.
Right.
We were baby doll, you know, fanatics, paper doll. Mm-hmm. We played with paper dolls. And so it was never a dull moment. Just know that.
Okay. You have a lot of like high energy, very, very vibrant, you know, and I appreciate it. But I want to know, who did you get that energy from? Did it come from your mom's side, your dad's side, or just All your other siblings are like that too?
I think it came from life, you know, because I was really shy, quiet. I was, I've had a second and a third chance on life. You know, I've had some obstacles that really slapped me upside the head. And I was like, okay, do I lay down in it or do I get up? I got up.
And one of those obstacles, since we're talking about obstacles, you are a cancer survivor,
I am.
right?
I'm a breast cancer survivor.
Right, right. And what was that moment like to be strong through that moment and have to have you believe faith and really like focusing on getting better?
Okay, so you want to hear about this?
I'm listening.
Okay, so I am a mother of a little girl, and this happened in 2016 November. Not any time would I think that I would. No, I mean, no, I think they have breast cancer. Okay,
Right.
and so my daughter and I was combing her hair so she can go to school the next day. This was on a Thursday
Okay.
evening, and so what happened was she don't like her hair comb. And so I was calling her, I was like, girl, be still. And she was like, Mom, a commercial came about mammograms. And she goes, Mom, have you ever had that? And I was like, yeah, just be still. And so I'm constantly combing her hair. And then she was like, so do you have a lump in your breast? And I was like, no, be still. So I'm finishing up her hair, so she snatches away. And she goes, how do you know you don't have a lump? So I was like, Caitlin, I don't have a lump in my breast. She said, well, how do you know? I said, I just don't. And she goes, well, show me if you did. How would you know? I said, I would just take a test like this. Doom, 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 doom. It was nothing.
Right.
And I said, now come on. She said, no, Mom, you have 2 of those. And this is when I say, this is what number God.
Right.
So I did this side.
Uh-huh.
And I had a lump about that big
Wow.
in my breast.
And you found this out
Just from
general conversation.
Oops.
And it was like it was a blessing that you had that conversation.
that she forced it on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
That energy was meant to be forced on you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so she saw my face. And she goes, Mom, you have one? I was like, I do. Now, this girl was 8. And she's so like her mama. She's so forceful. And
That was a message.
yes.
That was a message sent to let you know.
Yeah, and so the next morning I made the doctor's appointment. When she woke up, she was like, did the breast go? I mean, she said, did the lump go away? And I was like, no.
Right. It doesn't work like that. Right?
So I dropped her off at school. I went to Kaiser in Bellflower. And the doctors wanted me, because it's November, mid-November. They wanted me to wait for November for Thanksgiving to come and go. And I was like, no, I don't know. I want you to figure this out right now. And she was like, well, there's nothing I was like, hey, look, this is what we're going to do. And one thing I want to say before I continue this story is you have to advocate for yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially with these doctors.
Absolutely.
And so I did. I kept pushing. So she called wherever she had to call in that department. And one thing led to another. I sat with the doctor just like that without an appointment and we talked. And then he finally said to me to come back tomorrow because he was going to do a biopsy.
Okay.
So now I have this information. I have a lump in my breast and I have no idea what it means. But I'm terrified. I couldn't sleep. Next day came, I called my girlfriend and she went with me to do the biopsy. And I'm telling you, it hurt like hell.
Yes.
Can I say that?
Yes. Fine. You're fine.
Okay.
You're okay. You're okay.
So after Thanksgiving, I got the news that it was stage 3. Yeah.
What was your mental mindset? Because that's that type of emotion, that type of fear, and receiving news like that. That's heavy.
For some
Heavy
For some people.
for some people. Okay.
For me, my youngest son has cancer.
Okay.
And so I had dealt with the word. And that's the biggest thing, the word cancer. It's, oh my God, I'm going to die. And it's not a death sentence all the time. And so for me, I took my girlfriend, and when the doctor said I had it, and she started crying. I just looked at her like, what the fuck? Shut up. And then she kept coming. I was like, hey, knock it off, get out, get out, get out.
Yeah.
And that's how I talked to her. I was like, get out. I need him to tell me where we go from here and what's next. I have a kid at home. I need to raise her.
You were already ready to start
I just
fighting.
what was next?
Fighting.
Yes.
The flight or fight, you was ready to fight.
Showed up. Yes,
Fight showed up.
Mm-hmm.
That is a blessing.
And
I'm happy to hear that. 'Cause that's not an easy task for everybody. So I want to give you, I don't want to say flowers, but I wanted to, I want to thank you for your toughness, because someone who's listening to this right now, you have given them the energy to fight.
Advocate for yourself.
So
Period.
to those of you who are listening and watching right now, advocate for yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so, wow, that is yeah.
Yeah, it was hard. It was the cancer, the surgery, the healing, because they told me I wouldn't have to have chemo. I had to have 3 months of chemo, which was horrible. And then I had radiation, which was horrible. So it's so many, it's just so much when they tell you this, because you're learning new words. There's so many other things you have to, it's like, get a dictionary. Stay off the internet, but get a dictionary so you can look these words up.
Right.
And then fight for yourself, eat better. I would say for women, stop eating chicken, stop eating chicken anyway. But because there's so many hormones, and what happens is we have all this buildup and it has nowhere to go. So it builds up in here.
Okay. I learned something new today. I did not know that. For those of you that are listening, I hope you're taking notes. This is something to learn. Yeah. Yeah. So what is the next phase of your life after surviving that? What's next? What is your life like now?
Oh,
What's next?
Well, before that happened, I had written a book, and then I didn't know I could write. I didn't know. When I wrote the book, we'll go back into that in a little bit. But
Okay.
I wrote the book for the reasons I wrote it for, because it really started out just journaling, because I had just been in so much pain, and I wasn't Miss Bubbly.
Right.
I wasn't her.
Understand.
And so now I've written a sitcom called Starting Over,
Okay.
which is from the disaster I had in Chicago on forward with having my daughter, because I never thought I'd have another kid. I had 2 boys.
Right.
And then what else is there?
How many kids do you have?
3.
3.
2 boys and 1 girl.
2 boys and 1 girl. After making it through that.
Yeah, but they were supportive.
Yes.
They were
Yes.
supportive too. My whole family was supportive. Yeah. And so what else? I have the sitcom. I have this movie I'm writing called Fighting Back. And then, of course, a movie to that book.
The book.
Yeah.
Yes, the book. The book.
Yeah.
The book. So you guys can see here. Make sure you go get this. Make sure you go check it out. We're going to get into a little conversation about it. But if you want to know more, got to go get the book.
It's called Carlita's Way, Out of the Dark into the Light, My Journey.
Her journey. So let's dive into a couple of things.
Okay.
You dated NBA player Craig Hodges,
I did.
right?
I married him.
You married him. This is also a fact. What was that relationship like, for starters?
It was always turmoil from start to finish. I mean, in the middle somewhere, there was some kind of happiness. But from the start, it was turmoil. To the end, it was turmoil. But today, we're good. And we went through some shit.
Went through some. Yeah. You care to name a couple of things that might have, the situation?
Okay, so, well, we could just dive right into what this book is about.
Okay.
I was okay, so let me start. What happened was,
Hey,
there was a lot going on in my life.
you got.
Okay.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
And so, he was in the NBA. I was a stay-at-home mom. There's a lot of things that go on the road. And when I talk about this, it's somewhat hard, because I do have 2 sons with him. And, anytime your husband asks you, or say he wants to see you sleep with another man and watch, or sleep with another woman, I'm not into women, and watch, that's a problem. That's a problem. And so I was young. I didn't do it, of course.
Did you expect those questions to be asked, as far as like being romantic in that manner? Or was it a surprise when you?
Can I say that?
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
I'm old fashioned. option.
Right.
You get a husband, you get the 2.5 kids, that's 2 kids and a dog, a boy, a girl, white picket fence house. That's what I thought it was about.
Right.
You know, and then we grow old together. I had never seen a healthy marriage.
Right.
But in my head,
You know, it'd be work. You know, you work through things.
no, I didn't think that. I just thought that this man loved you so much. You take him to kids. You grow old together. He come home from work after everything, you cooking and cleaning.
Say one person at a
You know,
time
you
like
do your
that.
vacations in the
Right.
summer and you do your thing, you know,
Right.
this life. So I had never seen a healthy relationship within my realm of
You know,
growing up.
that's an important thing to unpack. When we get into relationships with people, we often forget to ask the question of what it was like of seeing relationships growing up in your childhood, right? Because I feel like a lot of us are dating each other's childhood even as being grown.
Absolutely.
So sometimes there's a fight, there's a tug of war of our backgrounds, of what we learned or what we feel like means love to us or to be cared for, you know? And so it's not shocking. So it makes sense. So you're not wrong for how you pictured it.
Yeah.
Because that's what you grew up on, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what you grew up on. So that makes a lot of sense. So stay home and being married, what's the lifestyle like for you? Like, did you feel like you were getting the attention that you want to even do the tournament?
Sometimes. You know,
Sometimes.
sometimes, because now, having been married to Craig, okay, so we lived in San Diego because the Clippers were in San Diego, and so that was my first time being away from my mother, my sisters and brothers. You know, so this was new. This was a new normal for me. So here I am, pregnant with this kid. I had 2 miscarriages before I had my kid, and so it was ugh. I had a horrible pregnancy because I was bedridden. And so it was just a lot. And then when he got out, he was sickly and it was one thing after another. So I was a kid, right, you know, in this. And so my son had to have emergency surgery. He had a bowel obstruction. And it's in the book, I believe it is, that I was in the hospital. And so my son was going to have a second surgery where they had to cut him open. And he wouldn't have made it. I know he wouldn't have. And I'm crying and I'm praying and I'm praying and I'm crying. But no husband. He was at home party. And so,
You know about these whereabouts in this situation?
of course he did. On his wife.
So it was a choice.
Because we had to go from
Right.
one big hospital to a children's hospital in San Diego. And so, I called the Clippers office. They said he was coming. The coach at the time, I don't remember his name, but the coach beat him there. And I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, wow. Not the coach beating the...
Yeah, he did. And so, you know, it was a lot because I was young and I didn't know what I was doing. All I knew was I wanted my mama.
Right.
Like I do today. I wanted my mama.
Everyone loves their mama.
Yeah, and so
Sure.
it was hard. But I can tell you this. When they were about to take my son to surgery a second time the next day because he couldn't, his bowels, okay, imagine your colon. It had interlapped in each other and it was just stuck. And so he couldn't use the bathroom. He was throwing up blood this way. And so it was hard. It was really, really, really hard to deal with. And so again, in my head, I was a kid. Like, what am I doing? All I know is mama. That's all I knew.
Right.
And so they had all these tubes on my son. Oh my God, I remember it. Woo! And so,
Sorry.
okay, give me a minute here.
You okay? You're right.
Okay.
I got you.
This is crazy.
Take your time.
And so I got in the little bed with him. I was so scared, but I just wanted him to touch me to know I was there. And he pooped all over me. And that's all that's what I needed. I needed him to do that. The doctors needed him to.
Right.
And so, I was scared, but I felt something in me shift. Like, okay, girl, this kid depends on you, and you got to grow up. And so I did that moment. That's when I grew up.
That moment right
Yeah,
there.
when I realized that
When
this kid depends on me.
When you say you grew up, how did it like make you grow up? What did it feel like?
That thing in my head was, I want my mama, I want my mama, I want my mama. And I did, even after I grew up.
Right.
But I felt like, quit whining and deal with this. Because this is what's in front of you. And it's you and this kid, because dad wasn't there. And eventually Craig, you know, he allowed me to know what it was. He just didn't like hospitals. And I felt like, I don't care what you say, just come here and support. Just come support me.
And your mom was always there for you, I'm assuming, right?
My mom was in Chicago, and she didn't do airports and airplanes.
But I mean,
like that. Yes.
aside from that,
Yes.
she was present for you.
Yes, absolutely.
And now this was the time that you had to show up, and you had to be her who she has been for you, was showing up.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I had to. I mean, there were no, I didn't have an option.
Right.
You know, it had to be do or die.
Those are very defining moments, especially a moment like that.
Yeah, but I felt the shift. I can honestly say I felt the shift. It was something in me, it was hot and cold, and it just warmed my heart. And I was like, I gotta do this. I am a mother. I'm not 2 years old anymore.
Understandable. Wow. How long was the marriage?
10 and a half years.
10 and a half. That's a decade.
Married. I think 5 or 6 years. Not together, and then the other 3.5, 4 apart.
When did the marriage kind of end? When did you start going, okay, we're just gonna go ahead and sign this paperwork, we're gonna call it?
That's not how it happened.
Okay. Well, I went the paperwork route.
Well,
You can tell me the route there.
there was the relationship was ugly and sour, and I didn't like him, nor did he like me. Okay. There was a total dismantle of respect. I didn't respect him at all, and I didn't care that he played in the NBA. Now, let me be very frank with you, because I'm very transparent. I cheated, he cheated, but he I don't know who cheated first, but I said I can do it longer than you and better than you. Try me, and that was my thing.
He told this man
I did.
that you can do it longer, but you know what? Don't even worry about it. We're not even going to unpack that. we're not even going to unpack that.
Everybody was like, oh, he in the NBA. I didn't marry him. And everybody thought I did because he was in the NBA. But frankly, he wasn't in the NBA when I married him, 1. And 2, I had more money than him, period. Okay? And I was just working a job and he wasn't working, period.
So this definitely wasn't about financial gain or nothing like that. This was about you actually liking the character and the person that he was at the time.
Let me tell you something.
I'm listening. Tell me something. Go ahead.
When I was in school, history was one of my favorite subjects, okay?
Okay.
And I remember the Clipper ships.
Okay.
Okay. And so when I met my ex-husband, I did not know he was in the NBA or going to the NBA or had been drafted.
Okay.
So when he told me that he was drafted, I was like, how do I navigate this? I'm trying to be with you and you going to the military? That's all I thought, that he was going to the Navy.
Right.
And he looked at me and just laughed. And I did not think that was funny.
Because he's like, what are you talking about?
He just laughed and he said, and he'll tell you this.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to marry him. So it's so. He used to call me Nefertiti, his queen, and this, that, and the other, because I did not know.
So it started off very novel book romantic type, you know?
Yeah, so I didn't know, and he didn't tell me. He said he had been drafted, and I thought, like,
so
military.
him using the word drafted, you thought he was going to the military.
There's no military.
Yeah, you was definitely very sweet and down to earth, wasn't you?
I really was. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then it just went where it went, and one thing led to another, and he got drafted for real. And then he left, and he finally told me, he told me he was leaving, and I thought, okay. And what I thought was we should break up. That's what I thought.
Because you thought he was going somewhere where he wasn't coming back.
Well, I thought he would come back, but when you think military and you're on the other side of the world.
Because you still think of military when he told you drafted and you're leaving.
And he never cleared it up for a very long time.
That's not right. That ain't right.
But I think that opened him up to be like, you're in this for me, not for
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was a play to see if you actually
Yeah,
like
exactly.
him, right?
So I was naive, totally. I mean, we didn't have internet and all that. What we have today.
Right,
I
right.
wouldn't think
What did you have back then? I'm just asking. What you had?
8 tracks.
8 tracks. Okay.
Yeah, 8 tracks.
You was writing letters.
Oh, for
You
sure.
was writing letters for sure.
And all that was taking, all that was going to be happening. I got to get a letter into the mail.
You wrote him a letter? I was getting ready to say you wrote him a letter?
I did, but to the hotel, not to.
To the hotel.
Cell phones were around, but they were so expensive.
Yes.
Yeah. Or a long distance call was so expensive,
Right.
So
I'm gonna go ahead and write that letter. Huh?
Yeah. It was
Did
easy.
you put a little spell good on the letter? No.
Of course, it made sure it was pink and everything. Of course.
Yeah. Special delivery. Absolutely. So, talk about cheating. Yeah.
Let me say this before we go there.
Where we go?
Craig Anthony Hodges is not a bad guy. Just so
Okay.
you know.
All right.
He's not a bad guy.
All right.
And he did the
All right.
best he could, and as I did,
All
but
right.
we grew differently.
So when you guys read the book, understand that what you read in this literature, that he is not a bad guy.
He's
He's
not.
not a
We have,
bad guy.
I'm probably meaner than him.
Okay. We're not going to unpack that. Not yet. But, so, we're in cheating. So,
Yes,
you cheated.
I did.
Was cheating a trauma response to what you had been through? Or did you really want to go ahead and prove that you can do it longer and better still? Were you still in that mind frame?
That was my threatening self. But my cheating was a product of hurt and pain and neglect. Okay. And being tired of being tired. Of the neglect of being I was married, but I felt like a single parent. It was for show. A lot of it was for show, but the truth of the matter is
So,
I wanted my family.
you wanted your family, but for a minute, you became the pain that broke you. You became the very thing that broke you,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah. Hurt people hurt people.
Right, right. Who you cheat with?
Okay.
Okay, all right.
I cheated with, how dare you?
All right. Take
Okay.
your time. Take your time.
I cheat. It's in the book. It really is in the book. I got close,
Got close.
and he wasn't a celebrity at the time,
Okay.
and we were helping him find his landing, R. Kelly, but I don't call him that, Robert.
You call him Robert. That's how you know when you really know someone. You know about it. You're a government, sir. You're a Robert. Go ahead.
Well, I was put in a position to continue to be in his space, forced to be in his space, and so we got close. We got cool. One thing led to another. There is no excuse. I don't make excuses for my wrongdoing. I was married. I was wrong. Okay, so that was that. And I told him.
What was that energy like with you and Robert?
He was nice. He wasn't who he is today. But he was cool. He was we helped him out. Both Craig and I helped him out a lot, at the time. But again, and this is no excuse. Okay, so because I take full responsibility for my actions. I kept being pushed into Robert's circle.
Due to how you were being treated.
And then, hell,
So you were filling a void.
absolutely.
You wasn't cheating just because you wanted to. You cheated to fill a void. Right?
I cheated because
Right. I'm not helping you out.
Okay.
I'm just asking.
I cheated
So don't-
because it was there to do, and he listened to my cry, and
Right.
he listened to my problems as he had them, and we found comfort,
Right.
in each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that, you know what? That's a common thing for people to cheat to fill a void. 'Cause people have cheated for less to fill a void, home cooking, all type of things, etc. But for you, it was about the attention. It was about you being left alone a lot
And misunderstanding.
and misunderstanding.
No, yeah, totally misunderstanding. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm saying between me and my marriage, it was so empty. It was just hollow. And again, my fault, my choices. I did that. Because I could have said hell no, but I didn't.
What would you say to yourself back then, being who you are now?
Girl, run,
To-
run, don't walk.
That's it.
I would just, I wouldn't do it. I would divorce my ex-husband still, and I would leave Robert on the side of the road where he should have been, and went on with my kids, and just struggled it out, Yeah, just us, yeah. Because I went through hell through my divorce. I lost my children
Right.
for a short period of time.
Right.
I got put in jail.
What was that like?
Hell! Yeah, it was terrible.
Why? No, I know you survived a lot and you became a stronger person because you're literally laughing at your pain of everything. That takes on a different type of energy. And yes, when you can do that.
Somebody's going to say, "Do you think that's funny?" Yes, it's funny today.
Yeah, it's funny today.
It happened over almost 20 years ago. I believe it has been 20 years. But yes, I can laugh at this today, because if I couldn't, I'd still be crying.
Right.
Because the book, oh God, I'm so transparent in there. It takes, even when I read it, if I read it today, it takes me back there in that dark hotel room I was in. Because let me take you here.
Before you take me there, when you decided to,
Okay.
look, when you decided to go into that dark space, right? When you went into that dark space, is this like the first making of you I'm going to put these words to the literature of this book?
No.
No. Okay, so what was the?
I was I went through it. Then I was arrested. When I was arrested, I was terrified, and we lived in a neighborhood that was predominantly white, and he was a hero because he was on the Bulls. The Bulls were winning.
Yeah,
I was a bad guy, but I always tell people walk a mile in my shoe and then tell me.
Why were you considered the bad guy due to him winning and you?
Because just like today, sports. It was, oh, he's the hero. But again, walk a mile in my shoe and you'll see. You won't come out like, oh my God, this was so wonderful. And I don't have any regrets about having been an NBA wife.
Right.
Player's wife.
Right.
But would I do anything different now? Absolutely, because I am who I am today because of my experiences.
Right.
But no, I didn't write the book in a dark when I was depressed. What I did was journal, because the pity party is easy to fall into. Okay. And so I was in the pity party. And I was like, why is this happening to me? Why is he taking my kids? And the judge don't know. And so they said, and let me just clarify this.
Okay.
They said I tried to burn him up. And let me say this. What camera do I need to look into? I did not try to burn him up.
Right. This is your
But
camera.
I was going to do everything else to him, if they really want to know. Because he had taken my children on trickery. And this is factual. This is not made up or anything. And plus, he's apologized to me for this, just so you know. He has apologized.
Okay.
So he had every other weekend, and I had him through the week. And so I hit him up, and I was like, hey, can you pick up the boys from school and not my house? And he was like, sure. With my big mouth, I was like, because I'm going out of town, I'm going to go to Dallas. And he took that as I abandoned the children. So he called his attorney. They did an emergency in court, and I lost my kids. And I thought, when I got back home, I was gone from Friday to Sunday.
You know nothing about this.
I knew nothing. I had no idea who did this. And so I was so angry. And now it's wintertime in Chicago. And honey, when I get off the plane, drive to go get my boys, walk up to his door, I'm in a fur coat. and two white guys walk up to me, tell me something. You've been served. I said, served? Like for what? And he was in the door laughing. I will never forget his face. Now I've forgiven him, but I won't forget that. He took my boys from me, and
your response to that was,
I passed out.
you passed out.
Yes,
So,
in
you,
the
so you
snow.
received the paperwork, or when you
Once I found out what was happening, I passed out.
What happened when you came to?
Those men picked me up, got me back together, and I got in the car and I went home, and I darkened my whole house, and I was depressed. I was sad. I was devastated.
How long did you stay in that dark place?
About 2 weeks.
What brought you out of it?
My sister visited me, and I didn't care. I was probably 92 pounds at this point.
You wasn't eating?
No. How could you eat?
You didn't drink no water or nothing?
I probably drank some water here or there, but I slept. And I really, honestly, I didn't want to kill myself, but I didn't want to live either. You know, I wanted this to go like, you know how sometimes on TV they have that thing where it's light now, it's dark now, it's light. Yeah. That's what I wanted to happen. You know, I wanted it to just be over.
You wanted, when you say over, like you wanted to be done with life?
I wanted my children, I wanted this to be a bad dream.
Okay.
But it was reality. It was my reality, you know. And so time went on. I actually saw my lawyer. I fired them because I thought that I could go back in and be like, well, I went for the weekend. It was his weekend.
Right.
How was it I lose my kids on his weekend? And so my lawyer was like, well, there's nothing we can do. And Hunty, oh yeah, she got the business.
That's when I know the conversation get good. When you say the Hunty, I ain't gonna stop you. Go ahead.
Hunty. I ain't gonna say what I said, but baby, she got the business. Yeah, she got the business, and I fired her. And then I went and got another guy, and he told me, we're gonna get your kids back. We got another lawyer. We're gonna get your kids back, but I need you to come into court like Mother Teresa.
And you understood the assignment.
Yeah, he wanted me to dress because I was a sharp dresser. You know, honey, you see me, you see us. You know, and so yes, I came in with my Mother Teresa clothes on, and back there just shut my mouth. He told me, he said, "Don't you say a word," because before we got to that, me and Craig had really gotten to it at the kids' school, and this is when they said I tried to burn him up and set him on fire and all that because.
Allegedly.
It was no allegedly. I did some of it, but I didn't try to set them on fire.
You was cooking?
No, I was outside the house. See, in Chicago, we have these big storms, okay? We have these huge storms. And so when my sister came to visit me to check on me, we had a snowblower and it didn't have any gas in it. So the gas can was it was about this tall, like knee high to me and big. And I couldn't pick it up. She couldn't pick it up. So what I did was I ran in the house, got a juice bottle, poured out the juice, rinsed it out. And then we tilted it and we put the gas in the jar and, you know, so we can get her out. I wanted her to go because I wanted to be by myself. Okay. And so, and so we did that. And so I had a brick, a couple of pieces of board, a shovel and the gas. And it was in the jar. It was about this much gasoline left. I just put the top on and threw it in the back and took her and came back home. I took her to the bus station, came back home, got into bed. And so, you know, Craig was trying to be a little nicer to me. And he had this thing where he would be nice to me if it was one-on-one. But if other people were around, he would be a little fuck you, bitch. I mean, boy, I'm still married to you. Stop calling me that. And so, you know, that was that. And so this one day, it was Christmas time, it was snow. He was supposed to tell me when my sons, I couldn't even go to their school because this event had happened at their school. He didn't want me near them. And so I was to meet him because my son that had the cancer.
Right.
He was in a brace. And so I went to the school anyway. I told him I would bring the brace to him because Jamal needed it. And he was back and forth on the phone that morning. I said, I need to give him his brace. I need, you know, blah, blah, blah. Can you come by and pick it up? He was like, fuck you, I'm not picking that brace up. And I'm like, but he needed. And, you know, and so I had missed this event for my son, my other son, Christmas event. And it was just so much bizarre stupidity, just stupid. I'm a push the button and you're going to push back and I'm going to push it and I'm going to probably stick you with your button and so forth and so on.
Right.
And so I get to the school and his cousins are in the car with him. So he's about to show off. Mm-hmm. And my sons were looking at me like they were terrified because I know I was going to go crazy because I hadn't seen them. And to see them, it's like, you know, right. And I'm hugging on him and I'm crying. And so then I'm walking back to the car I forgot I was there to give him his brace. So I was going to get the brace and I had a rental car and he said something and I said something and he said something. Craig pushed me. He shoved me. My face went into the door and it drew blood. Mm-hmm. Why did he do that?
I don't.
Okay. I know. He drew blood and that was all she needed. So I started out because I saw the shovel. And he was talking smack and I threw the shovel. See, they don't say this in the newspaper. Then I saw the brick. I threw the brick. And then I saw the jar.
What jar was that?
With a little bit of gasoline in it. Mm-hmm. At this point, he had run a good ways away from me. So I threw the jar and it hit. It broke. And all you smelled was gasoline. Because it was gas in the jar. And
So you didn't try to set him on fire.
I saw 2 matches. I saw a book of matches. There were 2 matches in it. I struck them. They went out, but I still threw them. So had he been closer, ain't no telling what I would have did in that mindset.
Allegedly.
Ain't no allegedly. This happened.
Right.
It's not somebody else telling my story. This is me.
You got it.
You know.
You got it.
It's not allegedly. This happened. Mm-hmm. And so he was so far away from me. The gas didn't touch him. I mean, the bottle didn't touch him because I wasn't thinking about the gas because I forgot it was there. Right. The matches didn't touch him because I smelled it. That's when I hit like matches. So that's what hit. That's what triggered. So had he been closer?
You threw the gas can and matches out.
It wasn't a can. It was a jar.
I'm sorry, a jar.
A jar.
A jar of gas.
A jar.
And matches just.
No, I threw a jar at him. Okay. And it had maybe a teaspoon of gasoline
just
in
about.
it. Yes. But when I smelled it, that's what triggered matches. Mm-hmm. I reached in there and got them. There were 2 matches in there and I struck them both and I threw them. But he wasn't nowhere. They just where I'm at, it landed right there.
So like you said, they tried to say that you.
My intent probably was that at that point, you know, at that moment.
Right.
Had he been in my face and I had hit him with the jar and I saw that, I probably would have tried to set on fire. Right. Now, this is just me saying this, probably for the first time. I'm, you know.
So, just in case you don't.
Because he hit me. I mean, he didn't hit me, he pushed me and he drew blood. So, yes, that was.
This is a great segue to tell you people out there that the book is on fire. Okay. So, make sure that you go check it out. Make sure you read it and make sure you're not near anything flammable when you're reading this book. All right? Just want to put that out there. All right?
The book is not flammable.
So let people know where they can...
Well, right now,
okay.
The book is, you can order it from Walmart. Mm-hmm.
Walmart.
It will be on Amazon in 2 weeks. Again, they took it off for some reason. I don't know. So it'll be back on Amazon in 2 weeks.
Okay. Amazon.
It's Carlita's Way, Out of the Dark into the Light, My Journey. That's what the name of it is.
Yeah. I'll make sure to put that in there so you guys can go get that. Amazon and Walmart and keep it away from fires. All right. Make sure. Remember, you heard it here first.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
I have come such a long way now. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was what, 2014. The book was written in 2014. This happened in the 90s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Yeah, we're going. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
I won't say this on camera, but yeah.
So
could have been worse.
This was definitely a big energy conversation. Definitely a big energy conversation. So I don't even want to say I'm closing this out because there's a lot more. So just stay tuned for now. I hope you guys enjoy this and to listen to every bit of this. Yeah, and I only got one thing to say. All right, Big energy.
Big energy.